Welcome to Portraits of Hope. And to be honest, I cannot keep up with the number of awards of today's guests. He has impacted over 5,000 people through chess, was in the Forbes list, is top 35 under 35, is top 40 under 40. He's an award winner in so many ways. But above all, he's reaching young people in rural spaces through chess to empower them and to give them hope through the work that he's doing. That is so powerful. Today's guest is James Kangaru, and I'm so happy that he gets to share his story today.
Yeah.
Hi, James.
Hello.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Yani, I was trying to read this bio of 2 pages and I was getting so impressed. And I know there's a number of things that I've not mentioned about the work that you're doing, but you are doing such an amazing job in empowering young people through sports. Sure. How did you begin that journey?
So my sports journey started while I was in university. Mm-hmm. So I am these people who we say late bloomers in sports or in something we do.
Yeah.
So I had an interest about the game from primary. You see other people playing, but I didn't get the opportunity.
Yeah.
High school, same thing happened. It was not embraced. Then there was that misconception that chess is like checkers, amanika gambling. There was that association. It's a misconception, but unfortunately that was what, when something is said so many times, people take that as the truth. So I came to meet chess officially at university. At least that time now I was able to train and learn the game, and I became good at it. So by the time I was second year, I thought, by playing chess and knowing the game very well, why am I just learning for myself? So I started a community program.
Wow.
So that's how I thought, yes, so far I'm able to benefit from my talent, but I wanted to impact more. So I started community programs in Roy and in Mavoko. So that's how, from such programs, we were able now to nurture talent.
Yeah.
And within the first year, because now the program started around 2014, mid-2014.
Yeah.
So by 2015, I had 2 national champions from the community programs.
From the people that you were training?
Yes.
Wow.
So 2016, I had 4. 2017, I had 7 out of 12. The junior champions are 12.
Yeah.
So by the time you have more than half the national team being your students, then that shows that you're impacting.
You're in the right,
yes. And personally, there are things we do that you want the benefits to come directly to you. So for me, I wanted to impact that if another person is able to say, my trajectory, my life was actually made better, or I'm benefiting from my talent because a certain program impacted the change, that is a joy to me. And that's how the journey started. And I know you studied economics. Yes.
And so this chess called you to leave economics and just pursue chess only. So, what was your turning point though?
So I started the community programs while I was in second year. And now I had to juggle or balance between my studies and still doing the community programs. Actually, there was a time people were joking that I'm focusing more on my programs.
Yeah.
And I was telling them that provided I'm able to achieve what I need in school and I do not lose focus with my academics, I can offer my extra time to impact the change. And it worked well.
Did you do well?
So
Did
even
you
now,
do well in both?
Yes. So I was able to graduate, and I'm actually advancing with masters.
Wow.
In the same. And but all said and done, I've been able to balance both. I know for now, sports, chess, has been able to take a bigger chunk of the center, the center stage of what I do, because it started as a hobby. I was able to impact change through that.
Yeah.
It became to more of like a career to me,
yeah,
and to others who I have been able to work with, and now it's a business.
Wow. So it moved from just your hobby, your passion,
Yes.
into a career,
Yes.
into a business.
Yes.
Wow.
So now, through that, I was able to now start my own organization, my own company called Epitome School of Chess. So we are, most of the other groups that's as chess clubs or chess academies. So for us, my vision was to have a program that, or an establishment that can be a platform to nurture talent and ensure that we help the youths become good at whatever they do and also monetize their talent, because sometimes it's not just about doing it, but also can we help you move from where you are to somewhere else where we believe you should be.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's actually very powerful. And if you're starting at a young age, people are able to discover if they can actually become champions in that and even still be able to monetize the same. Wow. And what is also impressive is that you've reached over 5,000 people. What are some of the strategies that you've used to be able to do that?
So as we started, I think the main goal was just to be able to have those who are interested, especially when you're starting something new. It's very hard to go and convince a parent, I want you to enable your son or daughter to come to do a program. One, you need to educate them that these are the benefits of the sport. So there was a lot of education or awareness, I can say, about it, whereby we needed to present the benefits of chess and how is it going to impact the change that we intend to do. And we are grateful that we had a number of people who were able to work with us. Now, while we started in Roy, for instance, we were able to get partnership with a school there called the Elimu House School. So they were able to give us a location, and when you're starting, you do not have the resources and all that, so it was tough. So we were able to get somewhere where we could do the community programs from there, and now we were able to invite the youths and the kids from around. From that, we were able now to upscale, because everything, I always believe, you're either growing or once you reach a plateau, then the next thing is the program will die. So it's always about, after every milestone, we always set a new target or a higher goal.
Wow.
So when we started, it was more of, can we be able to reach out to the youths and impact the change that we dreamt about, or I had. And once we were able to produce the national champions, I wanted to reach out to more and give more opportunities. So it was timely, because even at the world level, there's the program about chess in schools. So at that same time, that's when I was,
it was very timely.
Yes.
Wow.
So my idea was we can be able to not only have the community programs, but we have the schools programs. So we were able to structure our programs in a way that now we'll be able to present ourselves to institutions, academic institutions and other organizations. So we had 2 programs that we are actually still using. So we have the chess in schools. So we work with schools, academic institutions, and we have like chess clubs and programs with them. And then we also have a chess in the communities program. So with the community programs, we work with the CBOs, community-based organizations, and we have a number from Mukuru, Panjenga slums to Kibera slums to the sides of Mombasa. And we're also working with rescue centers and children's homes and all that. So with such organizations, because the one thing I've learned is talent is universal, and sometimes the only issue is the opportunity to be able to showcase our talent. So we are currently working towards being the bridge, or being the platform whereby we help the youths, especially the kids and the youth, to seize the opportunities that are there. And I believe so far we have started with chess, and I know we are pivoting to other
programs. Okay, so chess is the beginning, and then it's going to be a while. So the School of Epitome School of Chess, you have like a location, people now come to you instead of you going to...
So we have been able to, we initially actually had the same program whereby we had set a center, and then COVID came. Now when COVID came, that one hit most businesses and everyone.
Yeah.
So you can't have a location if people can't visit you. So we then restructured and went online and had our programs work from such a state.
You mobile.
And then now COVID went. Now we had already structured our system to actually work from wherever. We can work with you from wherever you are.
Which is even better.
Which was better for us. So now we thought, why should we have a center immediately? So what we did, we worked with the community-based organizations. That enabled us not to have multiple locations, but now if we need to work from the Westlands area, we have partners like Youth Agenda. If we needed to work in town, we have like our federation office, Chess Kenya, or the National Youth Council. So we now collaborating with other youth-based organizations enabled us to have the centers where we could actually work from. And that also enabled us, now we have programs that if we need to be in Kasarani, we have organizations that we work with there. If you want to be in
so amazing.
Kitengela. So that way we are able to actually reach out to everywhere and we still make the programs affordable, because if we have to have our centers, then we need to ensure it is sustainable. So that would make our programs expensive if we had to have our own personal center. So collaborating with other organizations, it made our programs also affordable, and to some extent even some of the programs are subsidized, so we now offer them. So it depends with the program and the goals with the programs.
So there's quite a reach because you are partnering with many organizations. I think it's very strategic actually and very smart. So that's how you've been able to reach the 5,000 people.
So and now from that we also with apart from now our own initiatives, we are also working with now other associations. With chess, we also have the county associations. So we have programs in Mombasa, we have programs in Eldoret, Nakuru. Now such outreach programs have also helped us reach more. And actually what we have noticed is every outreach program, we always produce a champion. It changes their life forever. You find there's a time we worked with, for instance, sports outreach ministries. It's in Mukuru, and we have kids who were able to change from their lives and their parents, their family from the slum area. Now they are having a better life just because of chess and sports. We have worked with now other organizations, Agape Hope for Kibera. We had a girls program, and now we have also introduced a boys program, because I believe all kids, all youths need to gain the opportunities. So every opportunity has always been a step towards the right direction. And personally for me, it started with the goal and the hope to nurture the talent. And so far I am grateful that
you've done that.
We see the program is happening. From just having the dream by myself and now having people who are employed by Epitome School of Chess, that they are able to...
Wow, you have a number of employees.
Yes, so there are those who now say they have the whole structure. They know when we're having the schools, if it's on Monday, if it's on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, how are we working with that? And so there is a whole system of
how it works.
Yes, and our coaches. So it's apart from just impacting change to the students or the youths, also those who have already finished high school or university, they can, and they are still in chess, we are able to give them opportunities. As they also, the good thing with chess, being a sport, you can still do your other career and still manage with the sport.
But what if we are also tempted to leave our jobs to come and do this fully?
There's opportunities. The good thing, so far chess, like any other sport, it's being supported by the government through the Ministry of Sports and the Sports Fund and all that. So there has been opportunities that have come because of the structure, whereby the ministry is now supporting talent.
It's actually the right time to have it right now, because they want it in schools and everywhere it's happening.
Yes, and now with the curriculum, like the CBC, it has been a program that supports nurturing talent. So we have seen an increase of schools wanting to introduce sports. And that's how even our program of the chess in schools has also increased in number. And we are grateful so far. So the only thing I've tried to ensure is everything that we have done, there's always the consistency about quality and the impact. Because I don't want to lose our structure, that now maybe we become money-minded or or such. Definitely, every program needs to be sustainable, and that's why I have a team that ensures that ensures our programs are still sustainable. Because if it's not sustainable, then the whole program will crash. But apart from just gaining the monetary aspect, I believe the impact is always what is important, and through the impact, not all blessings might be yours. Sometimes you sharing your talent or your opportunity with somebody else, the blessing still comes back to you.
It still comes back to you.
And that's how I've been able to, the work that we are doing has been able to be seen by others. From 2020, I've had awards almost every year. And
it's like, can't stop getting those awards. They follow me.
It's, I say it's, the way you say there are things that now God also blesses the work that you do.
That you're doing,
And it started from 2020, top 35 under 35 youth of the year in sport.
That was the beginning of this.
So that one I was awarded as amongst all the sports personalities.
Yeah.
So I got the award. And from there, then 2021, I was now recognized by Forbes, Forbes Africa 30 under 30.
Did you hear that?
And then 2022, I got Best Performing Coach, Chess Kenya Awards.
Wow.
And then 2023, I was 40 under 40 men in Kenya, award winner. And then 2024, I got top 40 under 40 Africa Awards. So I was now among...
in Africa?
Yes, in Africa.
Like you were the top in Africa?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it has been from one grace to another, from one opportunity to another. But one thing I've always ensured is every time, even when the awards come, I ensure it doesn't enter my head. So sometimes you can ride.
You've been able to go on?
You can ride on one wave and then forget or lose the track of what
you're doing and why you're doing.
So
this.
I've always ensured that every award adds to the fire, to the intention that we have, and with that, we always now actually outreach more. So I've always ensured that I use the platform and the milestone to reach out more. And that's how we have always increased the impact.
Yeah.
And through that, I've seen we have our own students who have gotten opportunities. So we have students who have gotten academic scholarships. There are those who have gotten sports scholarships, sponsorships, and we have seen other opportunities going to them. And that's usually
why you're doing this.
Exactly.
Actually, it answers as to why you're doing it. And do you believe that your economic background has a lot to play with your being able to successfully get into an industry and a space that has previously had a lot of challenges, but you finally hacked?
So true. Sometimes people say, why do you go to school while you could just do that from the word go? But I believe in the aspect of whatever you learn, you're able to actually use that knowledge or that skill elsewhere, and actually it works better.
Yeah.
So with my economics background, I can say it has helped me a lot. Immediately I finished university. I graduated in 2016. I became a national coach in 2017. Now, one of the reasons I believe I got the opportunity to become national coach was I was having the opportunity, the talent, and I was nurturing, as a coach, I was being able to actually nurture students to being champions. But the second one was, you have the papers. Have you read? Have you studied? Sometimes you might take the studying lightly, but it also opens other doors. That when you talk with people, you're able to say, "I've also read. I am learned to this level." Yes. So it happens that it's those small things that you're able to actually get a seat at the table. And so I don't take it for granted. And that's actually, I'm still actually learning.
And expanding,
Yes. So, but the aspect of school is usually very important, because even as we talk with kids and the youth, because that's where our focus are, and every time they always ask, so I'm a national champion, or I'm working to become an African champion, so do I have to study? I can just ride on that. And I'm like, yes, that will give you the money, but just ensure you also study, ensure you have the papers. It helps. You never know
your options.
Yes, you never know how many other doors or opportunities that they will come. So I always emphasize with our students and everyone else that it's important that they still focus with the academics, get the papers. It's important to just continue expanding yourself and growing yourself.
Yeah. And would you say you've had any obstacles that you've had to overcome? Because, you know, the way you're an award winner, now, what has your experience been, though?
In everything, people see
they see the glory without the
so
struggle.
You don't know the behind the scenes. You do not know everything that somebody has put behind the scenes. And like, I'll use the example of the Titanic. What made it sink is because the iceberg was bigger lower. So as it crashed, the whole baggage down was what made it sink. Because you might see as if something is small, but there's a whole other things that tie it down. So challenges are always there. And the first challenge we had was sports entrepreneurship. How many people know that you can actually start a business in sports? That was a whole science.
Yeah.
Not only to ourselves, but to everyone else who we need even to partner with. Because you have first to enlighten them, you have to teach them that we can actually nurture talent. How is it sustainable?
They're like, where's the money?
Yes, where's the money? And what is in for us? So you have to be able to actually show the benefits towards everyone. So at the start, it was very...
slippery.
Yes, and technical. Handling that we needed to convince everyone else of the dream that was there. However, if you have a genuine purpose, then things align. And as a believer and as a Christian, I believe that God is able to align your dreams if you have the real intentions and good intentions. So from the word go, some of those doors opened because of what we do. There's usually this State House dinner and sports day. So we have been invited during the previous office with President Uhuru.
Did you eat with golden spoons, you guys?
Yes, so we were invited by President Uhuru for the sports, the State House Sports Day. And in one of my socials, one of the background photo is the photo with the president teaching him how to play chess. So,
amazing.
You know, by the time you are doing something and now people are able to recognize to that top level that you can actually meet the head of state and just show him one or two moves here and there, it validates what you're doing. And above all, I always look with the intention of, if what you're doing is actually impacting change, that is a validation of we are doing what is required.
So. No, it's really powerful how they say your talent will put you before kings. And even in our discovery of our purpose, many of us, and like you actually said, you are late bloomer in terms of your entry, but it was your calling, it was what you came to do. And so I think once you find the thing, it doesn't give you the push and pull because this is it. So even when there are obstacles, you find a reason to keep going. So
that is actually one of the things I also add to our students, that if you do something you're very passionate about, you always have a reason to wake up and do it. Because if you are not really passionate about something, you might not, there's a day you'll say, I don't have to wake up today, and I'll not do it. So sometimes having that reason why you're actually waking up to do something is usually very important. And that comes down to the passion and the interest that you have. The other example I always tell our students is, and especially the parents, because sometimes also parents now come with, you have already produced these champions, you have already produced that, you're doing this.
So now what?
Now, I want you to be able to nurture a champion out of my son or my daughter. And the first thing I always tell everyone, it always comes with the interest. And my first lessons, every of our programs, the first lessons are always based on interest. If you help a chick, if you have an egg and you help the chick to hatch, it will unfortunately die because it was not strong enough to actually survive. The chick should be able to crack the shell by its own so that it's able to have a strong beak, it's able now to survive. So similarly, even in sports and in anything, sometimes help is good, but help at the right time. Sometimes if you get support or if
prematurely,
yes, or if you get pressure and the pressure is from external, not from internal, then that's where the problem comes. So for us, our programs have been able to actually continue growing. We started with the Nairobi Metropolitan, we expanded to Nakuru, to Eldoret, now we have programs in Mombasa, we have a program in Uganda, Kampala, and also now South Sudan. So every time we have been able to expand our programs is because we are taking the steps as we grow. And I've always believed that we can actually reach more. And we started as a local group or a local company, and now it became national. Now we believe we are going international, global. So it's that structure that I also still, it's the same discipline that we have as an organization that we instill to our students. And the same students now are able to actually become champions. So when we see they are champions from primary to high school, and when you see the university champions, you find like the current champions, the guys champion and the ladies champion at the university are our students. It's those successes that you see you are actually doing something that many years later those students are coming to say thank you. Their parents, you meet them and they're like, thank you, you did this, you did that. It's those small things that sometimes people take them for granted. But even as we started, I said it's those small blessings. Somebody saying asante sana ulinisaidia hapa, you do not know how much that thank you God might actually multiply it. So and I have always insisted to my team, let's do it because we have the passion of impacting change. Blessings will come, and we are seeing the blessings.
Are you seeing money blessings too?
Yes. So it has always been a journey. And now we have programs now with schools, big schools. We have from all levels, international schools to the private schools, and even other now organizations. We have also been able to work with organizations that sponsored us with grants, like the Tony Lumelu Foundation. So we were 2024 beneficiaries, and they were able to even support us with a grant to be able to push our dream further and such. So whenever now you find other organizations are actually now coming investing, to support in you, it shows they are able to see there's something you're doing well, and now they want to walk the journey with you.
Walk with you. No, that is so powerful. You know what I really admire is the systems you've put, the structure, the reach, like how it's so systemic. True. And you're able to measure, and you've been able to put like a business out of it. Because I know for a lot of people who start, the bringing the business part of it is usually the hardest.
True.
And that you've done it. It's very fascinating. I really like that. So what do you feel has, of course, what you have mentioned and what you've been talking about has been the secret ingredient, but what would you, like the one thing that you'd say has really contributed to your overall success? So as James.
Yes. So one of the things that I know has been very important as cliche as it may sound, is networking. Yes.
Everyone says that.
As cliche as it says, as it might sound, is networking. Now, networking, there is this famous sentence that they say, your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
And it sounds very normal, very ordinary.
Yeah.
But I have actually learned that sometimes you being able to be connected, there's somebody who will know you and they'll say, I actually know James. They can do this very well. They will be in a board meeting and you are called. Somebody recommended you. Yes. So sometimes it might be small. It might look like we just take it's networking. I just met some few people here and there, but you do not know who that person knows. So somebody will come and they'll say, Esther will go somewhere and you'll say, if you want about sports, about chess, talk to James. It's that small assurance or confirmation that might open another bigger door. So I have always seen that every platform that we have had, and I'll also use like the awards, every time whenever we are in such an opportunity, getting to know other people, getting to let them understand what we do and the impact that we are doing. And we have always seen that it has opened another door here, another door there.
Amazing. Yeah.
So being able, again, I think the other thing is about visibility. People being able to see.
That's my talent.
So while we were starting, there was somebody who advised, and the advice was ensure that you have a portfolio. It was more of like have an online presence. If I need to know you, can I just search and know you have done A, you have done B, you have done C.
Yeah.
So before I even check everything else, your portfolio validates what I intend to have. So that is one of the other aspects that we have actually ensured. So we have ensured our network has been very intentional and strategic, so that we are able to have friends or colleagues who
speak to about you in places. Us. Wow.
And then the second thing is about visibility. So we are not yet there. I know that in that I have a team that in our meetings we are still discussing about it.
Yeah.
In quote unquote, bado tunajaribu to work things out. But so we are still work in progress, even as big as we are doing. I always say we are doing baby steps in big ways. So people tell me that they're not baby steps anymore.
They're huge.
But for us, they're still baby steps in huge ways. But the angle is always about anything that you do. For entrepreneurship, it's about what you're solving. So an aspect that I've come to actually appreciate is businesses that actually thrive or businesses that actually grow are the ones that solve a certain issue in the community. So what are we solving was the first angle that we needed to handle. So that was actually the toughest angle.
Yeah.
Knowing what are we intending to solve in the community, and now aligning ourselves to nurturing talents in the youths and kids and helping them to not only become talented but monetize or make them reach
every parent wants that for their child.
That one was an angle. And two, the curriculum now is helping us a lot. We were able now to fit our program with the curriculum, and with the CBC working towards nurturing talent in the students. So sports, now chess being part of it, got an opportunity to now get a space
into
in the
the
schools.
Space, yeah. So it's actually finding the need and then the solution that is relevant for that time. True. It covers for business success that you can actually thrive because it's something that you need. Because I do understand some of our ideas are not, there's no demand yet, and that's why it's the struggle to get the client to actually pay for it. That is perfect. You've mentioned about networking and visibility. Networking, how then did you ensure you got the rich networks that you have? Because I think a lot of us, our networks are our peers. We can't do nothing for you, you can't do nothing for them. How did you get yourself into those spaces?
So the first aspect that we started with, especially when you don't start with the big clients or the big friends. So it always comes down to where you actually associate yourself with, who you associating yourself with. And we had opportunities, like even whenever we have community programs, for instance, NYC National Youth Council is hosting, or Youth Agenda is hosting, or sometimes those youth forums were our first platforms. And then now from there, we were able now to get opportunities. You know, sometimes you speak with somebody and somebody will give you their wisdom nuggets here and there. So another person will have a different wisdom, a different knowledge altogether.
Yeah.
But it's those small contributions that actually now align. So everyone starts from somewhere. It might be that church forum that the youths are meeting. It might be that community program that is there. So whatever is there, start from there. But ensure that you're visible. You know, sometimes you can go to a forum, but no menyamaza pale nyuma. You're not talking. So you came, you left, no one noticed.
Yeah, that is so me.
So sometimes, not that you have to ensure you take the mic and speak and all that, but it's about being able to sell your vision, talk about your vision, and just
say something.
Say something to 2 or 3 people.
And if you get into a WhatsApp group, right, like show, like the way I see you in top 35 and 35, everything you do, you post on the group. So they'll always remember. Yeah. So
it has always been that way. So even in
other forums,
if it's our Forbes forums, if it's our top 40 forum. So it has always been, you also sometimes just update them
and you know, people are usually quiet in those groups. So when you post, you're the only one. But and somebody is able to remember also. It might be in the same space, somebody is actually having a discussion about impacting a program, and they'll be able to remember, actually I know so and so, or I can actually help so and so. So it's always about that. I have also struggled in the same line, because I am usually the silent one. So trying to make me bubbly and talk about everything has always been a struggle. But I have been able now to You have
improve.
been able to. I think you've used your strategy, which I think is also what works for me, because it's also like, either, unless I'm joking about what I'm doing, it's hard for me to be very pompous about it. But LinkedIn, Facebook and all that, I'll constantly talk. And that has been networking for me. That has worked so well. But in an event, I'll take the microphone and say, oh, you see, I've been doing this. No, not, I'm growing into that space, but but if you put me in a group, I'll thrive. So
I think it, and so many of us are the same. Sometimes people, you don't want to act as if you are showing off or you are talking too much. But it's always, it comes down to ensuring that whatever you do, there's somewhere I read, and it was like, you can do something very well, but if people don't know about it,
you didn't do it.
So sometimes being able to make it known. If you have a story, can you write it into a book? If you have something, can you put it in film or something? Always ensuring that people are able to see. Then not only will it actually impact one person or two people, such if it's a book or it's a film, people will see generations to come. So it's able to actually impact not only those you can see now, but other generations. So it's always about making whatever we are doing in our own small ways, but
visible. Make a spectacle out of everything you do. You're very inspiring, to be honest. You know, still waters run deep. And what I like, strategy, visibility, networking, and it's not always in the shouting, it's in the way that you can, which really works. Parting shot. How do you invite us to chess? Show, even like you were to show me, but I think we'll have a different session where I can really learn this. But what is even the importance of chess? Why should people be invested in it? And what does the future look like for anyone who takes part in the same?
So chess is a growing sport. And I'm happy to say that the support any sport so far has received from the structures that have been set by the government and other organizations affiliated. If I talk about chess, I'll dive into it more specifically.
Yeah.
It's a mental game, it's a mind game. So we normally have 16 pieces for white and 16 for black. So it's a strategic game whereby the players learn to be able to attack your opponent while you still are guarding your king's safety. So it's more of like opens up the creativity aspect of a person. It opens up the strategic problem-solving skills. You're able to know, yes, I'm having this challenge, you are being attacked in this way, how do you bounce back, how do you fight back, and all that. So it aligns itself with how life is. So sometimes not everything works immediately how you intend it to be, but it's how you actually dust yourself and bounce back that matters a lot in life. And we have more programs like now, the way we have been working with academic institutions, and people have always been asking, at what age should a kid start learning and all that. Globally, they're actually pushing it lower. In Kenya, I know we have always had our youngest players at around 5 years, 4-5 years.
Yeah.
Globally, we have kids who are learning by 3 years, they're actually competing professionally or competitively.
Are you serious?
Yes, so we are actually, I know that's another space I'm trying to actually stretch it because by the time I was starting, I had the youngest champion at 6 years. I know Kenya, I think now we have had almost the same, 5.5, 6 years.
Yeah.
So I know I still intend to have another fast. And one angle that I've had in my limelight, in whatever I've been doing, is getting what is not being done and actually seize an opportunity towards it.
Yeah.
So similarly, like when you're playing chess, it's more of the strategies that you do. So I still always advocate, even with our students, especially those who are now growing older or now finishing school and all that, create an initiative somewhere, build, nurture the talent to somebody else here and there. And it's such ripple effects that have actually been impactful
to the world. Yeah.
And seizing opportunities where they are not there, or where people, sometimes there is this aspect of, if it's working, why change it? I don't normally change it, but I make it better.
Yeah. So how can you enhance
it?
Yeah.
So for me, I have always had that aspect. And the other angle that I have always tried to do is ensure that I improve myself and also improve the way the sport is being done in the community. And this has been able to actually, one of the factors that made me grow in the sport and actually impact the change this much was because I did not allow the status quo to remain the same. And I know some of the people in chess were telling me, these titles or these opportunities zitakuja when you are older, zitafanya nini, take your time, things will take shape as it happens. But
no sooner than.
Yes, so for me, if it's something possible, I wanted to do it, and that's how I had the youngest coach title, because by the time I graduated and the next year I became a national coach, that was something. Sometimes we even went to an office and somebody would ask, who are you representing?
They're not used to that.
That question actually hit different, because you actually notice they expected somebody else.
Then it's you.
Then they actually notice it's you. So they're like, wait, it's you.
They're about to treat you very rough.
So
yeah,
it is such issues. Also, even with the titles, I've been able to not only, as you nurture the talent and impact the change, I've also ensured that I still grow in my knowledge and understanding about the sport. So I've been able to become the youngest FIDE instructor. After you become a national instructor, national level, you're normally given accreditation by the world body. So I became the youngest at 2018.
Wow.
And and actually that made me the youngest FIDE instructor in Africa as well. So such, because now you're always ensuring. You're
like, I can't wait till I have white hair.
Currently we have like arbitration, international, the arbitration is like the referees now in chess. And that ball, I was able to pick it. You see, like in rugby, how they pick the ball and they run with it.
Yeah.
So I picked in that space, and I'm the top international arbiter in Kenya.
Wow.
And it has always been trying to also learn, because if I just have the same knowledge I had while I was starting, I would have stagnated. So by always spicing myself, learning new things, and that way we have been able to have our programs get support. So we have support from our partners like Greenwich Peninsula, it's in London. We have support from US. We have organizations that are supporting us. So sometimes people now even come as you continue. They're like, we'll support you. Can you study this? Can you do this? What do you want? You want chessboards? We'll give you this.
So you just get supply. Amazing.
So it has always been some part of it. We do it on our own, but if
there's a lot of support,
if there is support, yes. So the journey has been not an easy one, but we have made it sustainable and a realistic one, because even with the youths and like the Gen Zs, it's always trying to show them that it's possible, and trying to empower them that whatever talent you have, if it's in sports, you can actually do it. If it's in art, if it's in music, whatever
you
do,
how far you can push it.
Yes.
How far can you push it?
And opportunities are there. And
then they should believe in that. Amazing. Yani, have you always been this legendary and brilliant? Like, how were you even in primary? Anyway, thank you for coming and joining us. First of all, just as they say, you should always remain silent until you're about to say checkmate. So it's time to say checkmate, and it's time to say our goodbye. That has been a beautiful show. I am totally inspired and challenged, actually, and I learned a lot through this session. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And you don't have white hair. Yeah, so let me tell you, it's strategy, system, structures, networking, visibilities. I feel like this session has given us all the secrets to our entrepreneurship on how we can go further in our journey. I think when we have young achievers like this, they always remind us of what is possible for us. And whatever it is that you do, see how far you can push it. Can you imagine how far you can go? It's been the Portraits of Hope, and I've been your host, Esther Neema. Have a great day.